Well, my name is Fevzi Bilgin. I'm president of Rethink Institute. This is a research organization located in Washington, D.C. And we do research mostly on Turkey-US relations, Central Asia, Middle East region. I'm really happy and honored to be in this very distinguished institution. And I really like the student community here. I had great questions during my presentations, and I really like the campus, the architecture, as I mentioned. So I think it has a great future, and I see a lot of interest in the faculty and curiosity in the students. So that these are all good signs for a promising future. I am an academic. I also used to teach in university, so I can understand the student psychology when I look at them. So I was very happy with the reactions that I received here. Well, that was a hard fact for many Muslims and Muslim countries that such an enormous act has been done in the name of Islam by people who claim to be Muslims, and it was difficult. So it led to a number of reactions, a number of type of reactions. It's a more general, the war against terrorism, or it could be interpreted as war against Islam, war against radical Islam, as they put it. There is some conflict going on. We can't deny that. Okay, it has significant impact. I think many factors are leading to it. It's not always some radicals are doing crazy things, but also international relations, the powerful countries meddling with other third countries' affairs, and especially occupation of Iraq and Afghanistan. These are great resources to breed terrorism and radicalism in Muslim societies. The movement actually has a lot of successes in terms of building dialogue between Muslim and non-Muslim communities, and in non-Muslim societies. And in Muslim societies, it is welcome very positively because of the message that they have, so far away from the radicalism that Muslim societies are experiencing. So this is like a fresh air that coming, that they think that there is something new, something more promising and more fitting to 21st century. It's difficult to draw media's attention with positive work and then with long-term work, rather than violent actions that kills people and so on. So media's attention right now is on terrorism, religious terrorism. These are wild stuff that could be featured in daily news, in the evening news. You scare people, and then you build up some audience. And I think right now the world is, maybe after the ISIS and the Paris attacks and so on, there is more discussion, more debate about what to do with this radicalism. Because previously it was all about winning, beating the terrorism, war on terror, this and that. These sort of things basically failed. Terrorism is still there, Al-Qaeda is still there, there's now ISIS, there is Boko Haram, and so on. So now the debate is shifting to what have we been doing wrong, okay? So these military policies and reactions were not successful, okay? Are there any other solutions? So that would make Hizmet movement more salient and more important in this debate. And I think there is some increasing attention on this level too that I can attest. In that respect, Turkey is one of the key countries. It has been providing a model. It is possible to rehabilitate this and rework it, re-emerge it in the future. So it's always, when it comes to Islam and Muslim world and so on, is always a leading country, because it held the last caliphate, and then it controlled most of the Middle East in the past and so on. So these sort of things will never change. You cannot change the history. So historically, culturally speaking, it will always matter. And for Mexico or Mexican people, if they are interested in this sort of dynamics, that's one thing. It's also part of global culture. That's another thing. And if two countries are involved, more trade, more economic relations, because they are kind of on par with each other, and then they can complement each other, then they will have more interest. Mexico is far away from that region, far away from Islamic world and so on, but that doesn't mean that it should be ambivalent and hands-off to these places. We are living in a global world, global culture. One thing happens in the one part of the world affects the others. So it's important to keep abreast of all these developments. So that's a good sign of future and education. We should not leave everything to very powerful and advanced countries. We should also do our best.